Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday I had a game absolutely gutted, and this is something that I find that I keep doing, and it's just really frustrating that you get yourself in a really good position. Just start with my usual English, fianchetto, and just nothing out of the ordinary, and then they bring their queen out, which is kind of a little bit kind of early, and then they start getting their queen in a bit of trouble here. So there's that, and then they go back here, which is a bad move because obviously I can now take this with pressure on the knight, and obviously I'm looking at the queen as well. So I was in a really good position here. They've got no choice but to try and save the queen, which they do, and it's just happy days. I'm 4.2 up, and this is where, for some reason, it's me. It's mostly me, but it's also my opponents. Like they just end up just playing out of their skin when they're sort of backs against the wall and they're really down material. But me, on the other hand, I end up sort of going into my shell. And look, they're on the attack now. And I'm up material, I'm 4.1 up. It's strange. And here I'm still, okay, 3.2. It's gone down a bit, but look, 3.9. I'm still fine. Absolutely fine. And then I get myself in a pickle very, very soon. I've gone back here. I mean, knight b1, just looking after this pawn here, but I was desperate to swap off queens as well. It just wasn't happening, and this is my blunder. I take the queen. That's cool. And the issue is that there's just also, I mean, there's a pin going on. I was just in lots of trouble now. And here I think the only thing I can do is really lose the rook, which was the right thing to do. But by now, I mean, I've lost. And yeah, I don't help the cause, but try and shut the bishop out the game. And by now, I'm just... I mean, maybe I shouldn't have traded off pieces, but they're only up one now, so I've kind of done okay. And then I'm in all sorts of trouble. Yeah. And this is basically what happened. Just gutted. That I can be in such a good position. And it just, as the pieces come off the board, it's just game over. But anyway, that's what happened yesterday. I've won one since. But anyway, let's see what we can do today. But I need to try and sort that out because it's a bit of a bad trait that I'm starting to sort of pick up. Getting in these good positions and then sort of going into my shell and just getting too defensive and just being overly cautious. Well, I'm going to take back. Queen takes. And that just invites my knight out to sort of put some pressure on the queen and develop a piece. So we'll do that. We're also going to continue development. Just seems like the right thing to do. And before they take all the center, maybe they might... I mean, they might f5 it, but I don't like it. I think they're thinking about where they want a castle. Okay, so... I'm going to take some of the center as well. And then I want to go knight e2 just to sort of get my pieces developed. Nothing out of the ordinary. And the thing is as well, I've kind of blocked my bishop off. In fact, I completely blocked my bishop off, but it's it can come alive at a later date, which is absolutely fine. So they might be looking at knight g4, trying to sort of double up on this. So, or they might even try and sack the bishop. But I just want to make sure that they can't come in. Obviously, queen's not protecting because bishop's looking as well. So I just want to make sure that everything's kind of protected. Now I'm going to get my other knight out like I wanted to do last move. I'm going to push out d3 and I want a castle. And then we're in a position where we're ready to sort of, ready to go, ready to sort of play. See what we can do. Now today I just want to try and stay sharp. Okay. Now what they might do is Queen d7, looking at this, so that if I did castle, they'd be able to win a pawn basically. But okay, right, it's interesting. Now I think castling is just the most important thing. Now they can, yeah, d7 as well, looking at this pawn, which is only protected by the bishop, but king can just go to h2 and add another defender. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. So we're fine with that. And also it kind of gets me out of the diagonal against this bishop there looking at me at c5. So that's also not too bad as well. I need to think about how I want to develop this bishop. I could just try and... Oh, here we go. You thought that was coming. Now, I can move this pawn now because I wouldn't be in check with this bishop. So I could look to do that and totally shut them off. And in fact, I might just do that. Here we go. Taking as well. I think, do I take back with the knight or do I take back with the bishop? Those are two things I'm not sure. I don't want to take back with the rook because you want to keep the rooks connected and they will be connected pretty soon. But what they can't afford, I don't think, for me to push forward, because they can't go here, they get taken. Can't go here, they get taken. Same here. So they can't afford for me to push basically. So what do they want to do do they just take? Now forget what they want to do. What do I want to do? Because they're going to take. Do I take with... Also, actually, hang on a minute. If they take, then I can push up. And then there's an attack, but I'm not actually hitting anything, so... I'm going to take with the knight, just because I want to advance the knight a little bit more. The knight also adds a defender to this pawn here on d3, sorry, h3. I'm thinking this as well, maybe. Defended once, twice. But where can I go from there? Trying to see if there's any way in here. Right, okay. Where do they want to come? Do they want to come in this way? Knight? Knight d4? Right, okay, so... What about queen out? Is that too... Is that a bit silly? Eyeing up this bishop? Maybe. Now, if knight comes in, what do I need to be careful of? Not that. And not c2. So, queen... Look, his queen's out. So let's get our queen out. It just maybe it's not great. In fact, you know what? It's not great. It just invites their knight to attack me. So I think I need to think about that one again. Knight in here. Real centralized knight. If they want to take it out, we can replace it. I think that's not a bad shout, surely. Quite like that. No longer defending this pawn on h3, but it's still got two defenders. Unless knight comes in and adds a third attacker. If they do, this bishop's kind of passive, so I'm just going to take it out of the game. Any ideas of sacking? Like a bishop sack. Opens up the king. But is it worthwhile? Can't really see any kind of follow-up, so I don't think it is. Now, I like to think hypothetically. So hypothetically, if my queen was here and say it wasn't being looked at twice and this knight wasn't here, then you could potentially come in here for a little check. They couldn't take because your queen looks. So always trying to see the ifs and the potential. Or was I better taking out the bishop? They're having a good old think, and I really respect that. They might do the same and just sort of lay their knight in a decent position on d4. Or queen b3. That's just dodgy, isn't it? That is just dodgy. I don't want the bishop looking at it. But I also thought it would add another defender. But I think this is fine for the time being. Knight protects, pawn protects, bishop potentially protects as well. So a weird, tricky position for both of us, I think. My king's definitely not in the best of spots, but I don't think there's much they can really do for the time being. Okay. Now, what am I taking back with? I think I'm taking back with the knight because I just think it makes sense to kind of. If I took back with the pawn, it's instant pressure, but the knight just moves. I just think this knight is a good knight for the time being. Push pawn up, hit queen. Okay, so they really don't want me being there. And that's fine. I get it. I get it. Right, okay, so do I want my queen to come in there? It's not a bad shout, is it? Now I can get my queen out because the bishop's no longer looking at it. I think that's a better shout. And then that way I've got three protectors. So I just want to make sure they got one, they got two, they could add another one. If they do, I might just, okay. I double up my pawns if I take back with the pawn. which isn't ideal. I could take back with the queen and I still double up my pawns, so I'm going to double up my pawns. I actually think as well, maybe if I push forward, I'm hitting the rook. So shall I go with that? No, I don't think that's a bad idea actually. I'm going to push forward. Here we go. Push forward, hit the rook. They've got to move the rook out the way. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. Okay, interesting. So now I think we protect. Got to be a little bit careful as well because my queen and my rook are lined up on this nice f7 square. So I think, do I just protect? Need to connect those rooks. Now this is the position. So if I drop in here, are they just going to attack me? If they drop in there, I'm just going to take that. I can't. There's no way I can protect that pawn now, is there? Or is there? I don't think there is. So we're going to try and protect it like this. If they want to start pushing the pawns in front of their king, so be it. Also time to get my other rook centralized. Is there anything I can do? Take. Or do I just try and cause some sort of trouble? Okay. Right, so they were pawn up. If I let them take, then they're just going to mess up my pawns because my pawns will be pulled apart. So that's not going to happen. Now, I think just jump in here like so. Well, I should be looking at that pawn really. Maybe jump in here. Now their knight's going to come alive, which is going to be a bit of a pest, but yeah, here we go. What are they looking at? Does nothing. If they had a queen there, it would do something. Where do they go? I don't see it. I'm going to jump in here. I don't think that's a bad shout. Can't see it. What are they trying to do? Got to be careful because queen's looking at this. Nice. Can I just push them away? Just push them away. Okay. I think I can pin them as well, which is quite nice. So obviously if the knight moves, we take the rook. And also if this rook moves as well, still got this on. Wowzers. I'm just going to make a move because I actually got no idea what I'm doing here. I mean, it's kind of tricky. I'm just trying to push my pawns forward. Okay, I'm just going to drop back, protecting this pawn and still trying to keep an eye on this diagonal. They can actually hit my queen. If they do... Whoa. Okay, I'm going to take because it kind of... it messes up their pawns a little bit. And just can't. I'm going to do this. No, I'm not. I've got to be careful because there's a check. So I'm going to lift the rook f2 just to make sure that there's no check on. But they, okay, cool. No, but they don't. So I win the rook. I was thinking the fork there, but I just take. So now I'm going to just come over here and hit the pawn. Fork still on, got to be careful. Okay, just going to drop back. Could I potentially, okay, there's that. So just going to jump in here and try and attack the pawn. If they push forward, then I'll just try and take this pawn. Maybe just move the king out of the way of the check. Maybe just do that. I don't know what they're doing there. Can't see it. But I'm going to take the pawn. Is there any forks? That's the thing. When you move so quickly, it's just... Don't even need to move that anymore. Let's try and get the... Okay, now they're hitting... Still got the fork on, so... I just don't want to get both my rooks in trouble, so... Just attack, and... Is there anything on? Right, here we go. Let's just try and get the party started. Okay. Okay, it gets tasty, doesn't it? It does get tasty. No, I just take. Well, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's be honest. Why can't I find it? Yeah, do you know what? I looked around at my clock and I was like, hang on, I am not losing out on this on time. So I just had to play the game. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. But it was a winning position. So it just irritates me that I couldn't find the mate. But I looked up and I was like, oh my God, I've got less time than them. I was like, wow. Okay, I'll take it. It wasn't clean. It wasn't pretty, but... 78%, they got 76. No blunders, a few misses, but once I took control, I was in control. So let's have a little look, see what happened. Doesn't like it. doesn't like that either. Out the opening. I mean, I generally stick to the kind of same things that I normally do within this bit of the opening if they kind of take the pawn at the beginning, and so it was kind of all right. I mean, and then it just gets into sort of familiar territory. So dead equal, dead equal. So it's all good. Okay. They wanted them to push forward, so they had a little bit of room for their bishop. Fair enough. Take back with the pawn. Wow. I did not like that. But I guess now looking at it, it kind of makes sense because you can then push on again. I didn't like it. I didn't like it because if I take back with the pawn and start pushing up, then there's a potential check. And then I just feel that my king's in a bit of no man's land. And I don't know. Didn't like that. So yeah, all pretty equal. No, it doesn't like that either. Wow. Attack the bishop. That's a good move. Okay, but surely, I mean, if I'd have just gone Queen A4, looking at this pawn, don't they just push on again? And then I guess I come back and... Oh, hang on, whoa. Yeah. I guess I come back in. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, wrong square. They're winning here. Yeah, I messed up. So they could have just taken the rook. I totally missed that. So if they take the rook, where does that leave us in terms of the eval bar? Okay, we're still winning, but it's interesting. But I guess I come in here and attack the pawn. Okay, it just makes it a lot more interesting. But they didn't do that, and then I guess the rest is really not that interesting because. But look at that! I've got 1 minute 14. They got 33 seconds. I just thought to myself, okay, it's done. I just need to quickly convert, and before I knew it. Just take the knight, but then they go here, but then I come back. It's just winning. I mean, like, take the knight. I caused myself some trouble by not taking the knight. I should have still just taken the knight there. Take the knight, they take back, and then you could just sort of, you know what I mean, come around here and then just take up the pawn. And yeah, just that would have been a lot simpler. Before you know it, look, I couldn't convert this. Where was it? Yeah, okay, just a simple Trying to bully this pawn here. No. I think it's round about now. It's round about now I looked at the thing. I was like, oh my God, they've got 11 seconds and I've only got 6. And I was like, no way, can't have this. Pre-move, just pre-move, just move, just move. Getting a few checks. Make it awkward for them. The one at the end, where was it? It was, wow. Yeah, it was just crazy. But it's a victory and I'll take it. I'll take it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys real soon. And give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And take care of yourselves. Happy chessing. See you all later. Bye bye.